Good morning, everybody. Welcome, February 1st, 2019, another month and another coffee time. I've got no place I got to be these days. My clock punching days have just about wound down. Well, they have, in fact. Let's be real. Okay, I got no place I got to be in particular. And it's going to be a horrific weather weekend here, so better get used to seeing me around YouTube. And welcome to all of you. I don't imagine many people will be around this morning. Went out and did some shopping for the Super Bowl. Getting ready for that. Picked up some stuff for Jen. Good morning, Pecan Baby. I hope you're doing okay in the great UK over there. Put a little more light on. It's so dark. Hello, Scottish. How are you, beautiful? Hello. It's snowing in Yorkshire. Yorkshire. It's snowing in Yorkshire. Well, the coffee's hot. I'm not. That's the bottom line. Okay, got a few messages to put out here. No, I want to start with before I get to the main topic today. That's a right posh English accent, right? I always mix the Australian with the British. But I was one of the ones that used to impress people when I worked in Hong Kong. We had a lot of people from New Zealand that worked there. We had a lot of people from Australia that worked there. And I was one of the few people that could actually differentiate between a Kiwi accent and an Aussie accent. And that was impressive to some people. Hey, Stickers, what's going on? How you doing? Good morning to you. Well, I thought I would just talk a little bit this morning. Let me just start with Elvis here. Elvis, no matter what you might think, man, the break job was a shit show, and I got to call it like I see it, okay? Got to be honest here on YouTube. You get what you pay for. I'll leave it like that. You're riding around, and obviously what I believe to be a rather unsafe vehicle right now that's been compromised in terms of stopping ability and also in terms of cornering. You know, you don't even need wheel lugs on your car or your truck or your piece of equipment, whatever you're doing, van. As long as you're going in a perfectly straight line, you're probably going to be okay. Those wheels are going to want to stay on there with nothing holding them on except the stud spindles. The reason they have the lug nut configurations they do on wheels is because it's what happens when you corner a vehicle, right? You go, it's great when you're going down the road, you're putting no stress, you have totally equal strain. All the forces are going down, but the second that you turn, mechanics, the study of IJK vectors and the forces they're created, means that when you hit a corner, you're going off an off ramp, you're making a turn, you're putting a lot of stress on the outside of one wheel housing and the inside of a not necessarily the other one, because it's you know, the stress is on the strut arm coming out with the axle and the you know, where the bearings and everything. That's what it's designed for, to stand under that stress. And when you have a vehicle and you say, well, it's okay, everything's all right, you know, it's like the guy who falls out of a 50th floor of a skyscraper and somebody on the 25th floor says, hey man, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, it's, you know, so far so good, till you hit the ground. I've had that experience actually, pecan baby, not my vehicle. But when I had a 1968 Mustang that I inherited from my grandfather, I remember once going down a highway and my hubcap, the dick at the place that rotated my tires, did not put the hubcap on correctly. And I had the thrill of seeing my hubcap pass me and go ahead on the highway. Of course, it eventually went into the median, and I was afraid he was going to flip up and maybe go over top of the divider on the highway and take somebody's windshield out or something like that, all because of the incompetence of service people. I had my brothers and I, many years ago, we had an oil truck, and in wintertime, we would run around Baltimore City, put some ads on the radio for Freedom Oil Company. For all your energy needs, give Freedom a ring. And we would go around these terrible neighborhoods, cash on the barrelhead, delivering heating oil down rat-infested basements and alleys and the spookiest freaking places you can go. One time we took the truck to be serviced, a place called Honick Motors in South Monroe Street in Baltimore. And you trust these guys to service your rig. How you doing, Kevin? I think Jen's at the post office box right now. Hello, Billy Jack. You trust these people to service your diesel rig. This was like a 500-gallon oil truck. I don't even know what was like a white or something. I don't even know what the hell, I remember what the hell it was. But I did know that we could go out on a Saturday and we could clear, you know, $1,000 delivering oil and doing stuff like that. Yeah, we had our rack license. We'd go down to the independent rack, fill it in, fill up, pay it, and move on and do it. But we trusted a guy to service that vehicle, change the oil out of that diesel. And the guy totally forgot to put the oil plug into the bottom of the oil pan for the rig. Consequently, going down the road, temperature starts to soar, engine seizes, it's game over. Incompetence. It happens. Now we did end up going to a small claims court. We did get made whole again, but guess what? We were out of the oil business because I was lucky enough to find an old raggedy ass oil truck that had a nice engine in it. You know, people would laugh. The thing looked like such a ghetto rig going down the street, but the engine was beautiful in that. The engine was great, but you know what? They only paid us out at book value. We were out of the oil business. Semper Fi, Yujiro. Hi, Quinny. Hey, Opiami, Tim Toof, Aggie. Sean, how are you? Nice to see you. So it goes to show you there is rank incompetence. And I'll say it once, I said it many times last night. If you are the kind of person that just takes a nut, puts it on a spindle, you put a lug nut on, and you don't even bother to thread that by hand or start it, and you just take that air wrench or whatever, and you just lay that force on it, it's a good chance you're going to strip out the threads. Now, if I'm standing there watching that, and I'm just pulling the guy off the job. I said, look, let's have a little training here. You start this thing on by hand, and then you put the wrench to it. What's the guy do? He wipes out 2 more lug studs. Thank you, Billy. I just cannot even believe. And then to top it all off, to put a big greasy mole on your seat. Unbelievable. And we're supposed to say that you got a great job on that. I'm sorry. My comment stood 3 words: shit job. Shit job. Sorry. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel, and you're putting your life and other people's lives in danger when you're doing that. Because obviously, here's a guy that came on the job with the expectation of getting more money for doing the job. And then as the job went on and the hours started piling up, the guy's like, this sucks. You know, just get it on, get it done, strip it out. So what? You take care of it. Hey, Harvey. Hey, Quinny. I'm very upset about that last night. Very upset about it. You get what you pay for. That's correct. You get what you pay for. Exactly 100%. And as I said at the beginning, you'll probably see a lot of me this weekend because the weather's going to be horrendous here. We have 6 to 10 inches of rain coming. Here comes Missy Jenn back in. Hello, Helen. Nice to see you. Georgie! Georgie's home. I'm on live, honey. I got your stuff put into the freezer. I picked up some stuff for you. Okay? I got your stuff in there, okay? Did you get the thing from Kevin Chambers? From Kevin? Well, let me just see. Because we'll open it tomorrow. No, this is something else.
This is from Kevin.
Yeah, we'll open that tomorrow, okay? Kevin's here on the stream, so we'll open that tomorrow. You want to take that? Hi, Diamonds. How are you? Jungle's at the post. I know. Post office is in a full state of collapse here. Just poor service. Hardly anybody speaks English anymore. It's all people that can't tell numbers. They transpose numbers. They get my numbers backwards. Got your prescriptions. Okay. Well, don't overdo it today. Don't overdo it today. Yep, Georgie's here. Georgie, did you go riding today? Huh? Did you go riding? Woof. Yeah, he's all happy over there. There he is. Georgie, you saying hi to everybody? Huh? What are you doing? Hmm? There's the Missy cruising through. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Chiming. Hey, Oda May. How are you?
I'm a mess.
You ain't a mess. You're the gold standard of beauty on the boy. You're the gold standard of boy. As so many of my critics say, day after day, we're just in shock that Missy Jenn doesn't flee the Rancho and go back to Missouri. I always have to crack up. I got you a thing of Ritz crackers too there. I also got some hot dogs for George too.
Oh, good.
Okay, so I just didn't think about the dog biscuits and stuff. Yeah, well, now we got enough hot dogs for the neighborhood, so let's have a weenie roast for the Super Bowl. I got everything for the Super Bowl on there. Yeah, she's the gold standard, right? She's above reproach. She's one of the classiest gals here in the community, certainly one of the flagship success stories of being transgender. And yet she chooses to be here on the Rancho. Nighttime, I got to chain her up and so she doesn't flee. Hey, 60s. It's amazing in life how you see things based on your perspective. And one of the reasons... No, I didn't receive anything today. Google Plus team email. How will Google Plus canceling services affect us? I don't know. It'll just be on the YouTube side. They want Google Plus to go away in the worst way ever. So I'm not sure. Do I think that Hangouts are ever going to end? No. I think one of the varieties of them, which was a business mode Hangout, I think that's going to disappear. There's simply too much, there's too many eyeballs glued here on YouTube to do that. YouTube is now far surpassed cable TV, network TV. It really is the place where people do come for their entertainment. Can you tell me how many people have canceled their cable because of having YouTube on and the ever unfolding stories and new people come and go? That's right. I think it's because she loves being here. Well, that's exactly right. Good morning, Pam. How are you? So I'm not particularly worried about, if Hangouts ultimately end, then as I did for many years, my content just becomes uploaded content on YouTube. I'll still be doing the same street streams, doing the same things I do. But instead of having them live and interactive, you get to sit back, have popcorn, give your fingers a rest, and just enjoy the shit show. Enjoy the shit show. I will check that out, Happy Meal. Yeah. The thing that counters the end of Hangouts is the update for January for the YouTube creators that said the improvements we've made to live stream and Hangouts. So, if you're going to eliminate something, you're probably not going to waste your time to do upgrades and changes to the format. Why do they want to shut down Hangouts? I'm not really convinced they want to shut them down, Beavis. In a lot of ways, they've been used as avenues of harm for people, okay? Particularly in this Boyd community.
The future of YouTube, according to unnamed sources, is going to be real live streaming.
Yeah, IRL. I think they're all moving towards that. Yeah, and I'm right.
It's going to be what YouTube will be going towards too.
Yeah, and I'm in the vanguard of that in the Boyd by doing in real life streaming. This is why I feel like I'm cutting edge, and whether I ultimately ever get on CX Network or not.
They're not really focusing on people making videos. They're focusing on Hangouts, and even more so, their main goal is now real live streaming, RLS.
Well, I'm saying 60 Flowers, child, if you do upload a video, of course, you're not see side chat. People will be in the comment section. Quinny's asking, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I gotta be careful not to.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I wanted to do shopping this morning and surprise you and text you and say, hey, I got stuff for you to eat and I got everything.
I feel like a hero. I feel like
Rams or the Patriots? Pick it. Super Bowl. Rams or Patriots?
See, I don't know much about it. But
just your gut feel, because you're always correct on the Super Bowl when you use your massive brain to inductively reason the Super Bowl. Rams or Patriots?
I say the Patriots are gonna win.
There we go again. That's all they need is another fucking trophy.
They gave it away last time, so they're gonna have
Yeah, they did give it away.
They have to recuperate from that this year and make it good again.
Yeah, I just hope that it's as good a game as last year's Super Bowl with the Eagles in there and winning it.
But I have a feeling it will be a close call.
Yeah, Jen isn't stupid. She went out to make sure you didn't buy any more of that dollar store garbage. I'm loaded, man. We're loaded to go. We have a whole fleet of shit to taste on there. Vienna sausages, lobster bisque, God knows what that, sardines and hot sauce from Poland. If I'm not eating crap, people aren't enjoying it. If I'm sitting down there to Sean the Brits Gourmet Uber Eats or something, and they put a nice napkin down for Sean, right? Put the nice silverware all set. Kids are quiet.
I've eaten Polish sausage during the Chernobyl area.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, somebody's got to get rid of radioactivity, right?
I'm still keeping it.
Yeah, you always watch them. Hello, Nick, man. Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, a lot of people watch the Hangouts. Thank you, Pam. But one of the things on YouTube, and I was texting a daughter today. She's over in China. Over in China, where in the hell that is? Show a picture.
$3, 3 cents for the gas. Oh, that's awesome. I filled it up for $2.
Yeah, the gasoline's finally down almost $3 now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where in the hell it came from? We were talking this morning. She's spending some time over in Taiwan. Where in the hell? I don't know. People send me shit. I can never find the. I'm like the worst person in the world. Oh, okay, Sean. I got that. Let's see. I don't even know where in the hell it went. Dang. Oh, I know where it is. She was talking today just about you on YouTube and how do you do it? How do you stand up to it? And made me think about this hangout today. I'm trying to find this picture. I mean, she can't kind of half laughs, you know, but she's, let me see where now that is. Yeah, I'll check it out, Sean. Let me see. Where the hell is that? God damn. Hell did that go? She loves to show the dishes in Asia that she's eating. She's like a chip off the old block for going out. Well, my thing doesn't even go back that far now, unfortunately. But sent me some nice pictures of with the Taiwan Space Agency Space and Missile Program over there. Kind of interesting. I don't know. Oh well. Just I was proud of her to be standing with the people over there. Anywho, not relevant. But she was just saying today. She said you're like in the Zen zone now of self-awareness. Now she's known all of my, you know, for years and the family about my out, you know, as Jen knows my out behavior, and she's met my girls and their opinions about YouTube and how we kind of we get a chuckle about it. Dad's a little different, a little out there and stuff, but it's nice to be loved. And she said, you know, what she always say, love you. And today she's talking about the Zen of self-awareness. Look in your gallery. Let me look in my gallery. Let me see. Look in my gallery. I don't know. See, people send you stuff, and then I don't know where in the hell it is in the phone. I look in the camera area. I look in the screenshot area. I look in the download area. SD card. And you're just like, what the fuck, you know? I guess you have to download stuff, or then it just, and I don't ever think to download stuff. You know, it just passes on to just disappearing, and you're just disappears.
It's dangerous when you have to download stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to download. I mean, I don't give a flying fuck, you know, these days. I'm just saying, well, I don't know. But anyway, we were talking about that Zen. We were talking to, she's like, you have that Zen of self-awareness that is probably very liberating to you. And I thought, okay, take care, Quinny. Nice to see you. Yeah, the kitchen's busy in there this morning. Tell me more about your Rose Mexico pic in the background. I live here in Mexico. Well, number one, I'm a real lover of Mexican culture. Not necessarily Tijuana culture, but I'm a real fan of, you go down to Guadalajara, you go to some of the art galleries, you go around a lot of other places in Mexico, and they're very beautiful. They're very cultured, you know, and the street food scene is fantastic there. And one of the things that I started to do was collect older Mexican travel posters that they used to put out in the 1930s, and also some Chinese ones. You can see over here, that one's the Yellow River Gorge, when Butterfield and Swire of UK used to arrange trips down the Yangtze River. Of course, now they have the Gorge's Dam there, and you can no longer really do that anymore. But I love those old style travel posters, and I thought that this one was particularly beautiful here. Not only does she have she's a very pretty gal. I love the long braided. Consuela. And, the fruit in the background, all the bounty of Mexico. And I really thought that's the Mexico that I really love. And, of course, I live in an area that's predominantly, I'd say 80% Mexican. In the city, that's probably 50% Mexican here. The old pictures are just absolutely beautiful. And they're great. And I love the way that they do their art there. I have another one around the side here with another tourism picture, but I can't put that one on right now because the camera thing doesn't stretch around the corner. But she was talking about the liberating Zen of self-awareness, and Zen is, as you remember, it really came out. It became popular. I think it was in the 1970s. There was a book called Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Repair. And it was a book that people either loved or they hated. But it became the basis of Zen in the art of the fortune cookie, Zen in the art of travel, Zen. Everything became Zen. Everything became Zen. And of course, nowadays, when you ask people, what does Zen mean? And being a philosophy major in college, we studied Zen and Taoism and Buddhism. It was that ultimate peace from finally coming to terms with who you are. And I thought that was at first it took me a long time to really understand what Zen is, but it's total mind-body awareness. And if you are like a transgender person and you have dysphoria, like I have, then you're always trying to get your Zen in place with the realities of who you think you should be. In my case, getting a body to conform to what my mind sees. See, when I look in the mirror, I don't necessarily see what other people do, what other people see. We see we see where our failures are. We see where we come up short. We see where we come up short. And one of the hardest things to be is to live your life as transgender, particularly in a world and on a community where hatred can sometimes rear its ugly head. And you see so many of your friends, former friends, people that have tried to make this mental journey. Some of them pass along the way. Some of them end up doing away with themselves. Some of them end up with just terrible family situations. And it's really sad. It really is. It's very sad. So when we think about the Zen of self-awareness, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to be in that zone. But the thing you have to constantly remind yourself is, number one, you have the courage to be you. You have the courage to be you openly. And you have the courage not to be swayed by putting your finger up in the wind and saying, gee, which way are the winds of popularity blowing today? To live in fear of what of the unknown and things that could happen. Zen of self-awareness is realizing, even in the face of all that, even in the face of all of that, you still live your life, and you live it with happiness, and you live it with gratefulness, and you try where possible, not always successfully, to be happy and to bring happiness to other people. The reality is that you don't always succeed. Places like YouTube, you're gonna make enemies. Some of those enemies are going to be rooted in deep-seated homophobia, transphobia. Some of it would be rooted in jealousy. I like to think not, especially since I'm 60 years old. You know, me and Mama Bear are about ready to check into the Shady Rest retirement home and enjoy our ever goldening years. And of course, some people don't like what you do on YouTube or the way that you conduct your affairs, but it's out in the open. And you contrast that with the other way, the way that people hide behind avatars and mass and parade is things like justice warriors and people that are going to level the playing field at all costs. And the thing I always wonder myself is, do these people ever have a happy moment in their lives? Do they ever sit back and have the self-awareness of themselves and the things that they engage in? Because the first thought that would come to my mind is two wrongs never make a right. You know, if you think that somebody is outside of the norm and outside of the behavior, you talk to that person, you write to them, you converse with them. But sadly on YouTube, that doesn't always happen. Now, H.E. Ball said, if you make your home on YouTube, then you're going to have issues. Well, there's a reason I make my home on YouTube. Number one, I love the platform. Number two, everybody on planet Earth knows about me. Number three, I like to feel like I inspire people to have a little bit of courage and to stand up for themselves and not roll with the pack that puts their finger up in the wind and says, well, I'm going to run on this side today because that's the way I think that the crowd is running today. And I think to myself, if you don't stand up for something, no matter how flawed, and stand up for people and try to make a difference and not turn your back on people and not throw people away like they're garbage, that's how I find my Zen spot in there. And it doesn't matter if other people say it's for views. That doesn't move my needle, or whatever, for money or whatever. Let me fix this camera. This thing goes off once in a while. There we go. This is why I tell you guys, keep your lives private. Don't share anything with anybody, especially in the first year or so. Don't give anybody any information about yourself, because very few people are ultimately equipped. And of course, I'm at the bottom of the barrel being transgendered in society. I understand that. I'm at the lowest rung. You know, so it's easiest to stomp there because you're going to have the most people willing to jump on your foot while you stomp a trans woman's foot. I get that. But for a lot of people out there that ask me, oh, I'd like to share my quilting, or I'd like to share my hobby of, you know, whatever the hell it is. I'd like to come on Hangouts and be me. And I'm thinking to myself, you better be prepared. Because there'll be a lot of people that are looking for tells. There'll be a lot of people that want to be out there and get your information, and just stockpile that. Just like a weapon stockpile to be used against you in the future. And that I think is really the saddest aspect, besides those people that want to tell other people how to live their lives on YouTube. And this has been a running battle for years. People coming in, telling people who they can see, who they can't see. You know, where they should go in the community, who they should be friends with, who they should support. God forbid you support this person or that person. I mean, that's what really saddens me here, is people that take that upon themselves as if they're forces for making YouTube better, to which I would say, has it ever been made better by the action of these people? No. Because people are going to be people, and people change over time. They go back and forth. They have friends. They lose friends. They gain new friends. It's the inevitable shifting sands of YouTube. Today's hero is tomorrow's goat. Look at the case of me. Up until a month ago, hunky-dory. You know, you had the usual crowd of trans dislikers. I can deal with that. You know, the people that want to call you names and everything because of what you do and the way you represent yourself on YouTube. They're not down with that. But, you know, they do have the unsubscribe button, but they want to be there commenting all the time. That's fine. But then in a matter of a month, to have a shift speaks volumes to me about this. I don't be moved by that stuff. I don't be moved by that stuff one bit. People always say, oh, you know, you have your I had 152 thumbs down and 35 up on your stream. Hey, I look at it this way: it gives somebody a chance to have a feel-good factor when they push the thumbs down. You know, I'm like a pressure relief valve. That those 5 people with 15 troll accounts can come in and put their 75 thumbs down or whatever on it. That serves a purpose. How you doing, Nathan? Nice to see you. I know, Gabriel. I'm coming on. I mean, my work schedule. There's my Vanessa. There's no doubt I've done dumb stuff on YouTube. You know, the visit to the Hot Monk Tavern wasn't my finest hour. Most of the people that are backers of mine love the hell out of that stream. But I had to step back and have a little bit of self-awareness of myself and say, yes, that's an incident. It certainly could have been handled better. Take the lesson from it and go. But what I'm never going to be moved off of on here is associating who I want to associate with on YouTube when I want to associate with them. Because everybody has an opinions, and you know what they say about opinions. They're like, and everybody has one. In 6 years, I've seen so many shifts and changes of allegiances. People that you would have thought were going to be rock solid people for life end up at each other's throats, and people that you never thought would ever get along ever become friendly. It's absolutely amazing to me. Why? Because in a community, the more time you hang together, the more time you're at work, and this is like a job, the more time you punch in the clock, it's inevitable that you're going to upset somebody that's maybe having a bad day. Something bad happened at home. The other person's going to take great offense, and you're off to the races. And then it becomes a seek and destroy mission. Well, I hear you, Opie. I mean, there's some things I would have done a little. I would have done a little on board. And Happy says, don't expect us to be on board with your Elvis train wreck. Well, I'm not really on with the Elvis train wreck, Happy. You know, that's the kind of thing. Because people cannot directly attack somebody on YouTube. And I felt this way myself, the frustration. You shift over to plan B and you start to attack the people that you perceive enable them. Not by giving money. Not by giving true and straight advice. And I've done hangout after hangout explaining the way I felt about the nuclear option and the dangers of shutting down the side chat and the dangers of doing late night vulgar state of the steering wheel addresses. It's a message I'll continue to deliver. But I will associate and I will try to move that person onto a path my own way. But I come out and I own it, and you get what you get. But I'm also a person that stands up for the right thing. I think. To wit, I'm not having a Super Bowl. Boss and Janet aren't coming up for the Super Bowl this Sunday. Why? Because the boss and Juice went at it on a hangout, and the Juice timed out the boss or whatever. Because the boss says some, you know, when he's tooted up, he says some real nasty stuff. Disparages Jen. So when I was told that, you know, I said, okay, I'll give you a wrench so that nobody can time you out or boot you. That wasn't good enough. No, you got to take Juice's wrench. And you know what I said to myself? That would not be the right thing to do. Hard decision. Really hard decision. Really hard. But I had to do it because it was the right thing to do. No finger in the wind. Hard choices. But then you have the liberating Zen of self-awareness and feeling good about the choices that you made. Now, we were fine until last Saturday. We were okay. You know, I'm sort of moving in a different stream with retirement and doing different things. He's a little different. We're going to be fine in the future. You know, we've had these little dust-ups before, but how can I take somebody like Juice? And I can't say Juice has been a friend, but Juice has been friendly to me for years. I'm not going to throw him under the bus because it's expedient to my fun and entertainment. So, Bobby, come over. We'll have a fun little Super Bowl thing here. And it's all good. Hey, over yonder. Hey, Precious. We'll be good again. We'll be good again. Absolutely. Well, the all-seeing zombie, I think that the people that are in my side chat have understood perfectly clearly my message today. But again, Each individual over there on that side chat sees what they want to see. They interpret things in the context that they want to interpret it. People that see Rosie in a positive light interpret everything with a positive spin. People that want to see me in a negative light interpret things in a negative. I guarantee you, a month ago, if I had had that stream at the tavern, Stu's Memorial, you wouldn't have heard a thing about that. It's a sign of the times. But in a way, I'm appreciative of the corrective feedback and the feedback that comes back on that, because it made me stop and think and go back and watch and look at myself. Just like I tell Bergs, look at yourself on my Hangouts and change yourself. Looking at it, being real. Well, I just happened to get on this because I was talking to family about YouTube and stuff, and just mentioning about you know, and hearing that Zen of self-awareness, and I hadn't heard Zen for a long time. So I think being centered in yourself allows you to find that peace. It allows you to go on. One of the saddest things ever on YouTube, I think, is people that close their accounts and they go off of YouTube because of bullying and harassment, because their families aren't equipped to deal. They worry about jobs. They worry about all. But being flawed and screwed up really does give you a pretty good peaceful feeling. It's probably the way Marshall probably feels about his family, sadly. Did everything that can be known, all the stuff, all the derogatory shit on the internet, it's all out there. And in that we find that peacefulness. I'm no guru. 2019 is just the year for the first time I wanted to take stock of things, not flame people, not to call people out, but to just think about myself on YouTube. You know, there's a lot of people speculate, listening to some talk on the Hangout last night about my financial situation and gone into a tailspin in December and having to put a computer over to the pawn shop and put it into pawn and some other things. How I changed. Life isn't always smooth. People have no idea the cash calls that are on individuals in this community. They have no idea the time a phone rings and somebody says, you know what, I need some help. Either emotional support, because in the case of Matronista, her husband dies. You know, we tried to for months as it's coming up to the final blow, the final reality that death is a certainty, and you've got to walk this person through. I don't want to get tears to my eyes, but I'll just tell you, cancer is a terrible thing. People have no awareness of those kind of, you know, you don't see everything. Even though I broadcast my life, I don't broadcast the super private shit of my life. The people that reach out and say, I'm in the worst fucking crisis that a human being can be in. And if I don't have some financial help, I don't know what's going to become of me. How do you turn your back on that? That's been costly as fuck for December. To the extent of hardly being able to get presents and shit. But so what? I mean, who cares? It's just human life. But would those people's needle be moved if they knew why I was in a financial pinch at that time? If they saw the true realities of the money and the cash calls here, do you think that they would be moved and understand? Probably not. Because they see what they want to see. I mean, I remember sitting here talking to Missy Jenn at Christmas time. We have a Christmas tree up. We're celebrating week before, and I love that period between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we're celebrating. And you got to sit there and think, well, here's the things that we're not going to have. They're not going to be able to do. And God loved Missy Jenn. She's like, hey, whatever. Give it, be gone, forget about it, write it off, it's gone. And then we enjoyed Christmas time. Yeah. You know, unfortunately, I went to re-up a pawn ticket and people saw me in the pawn, in the pawn shop because I'm on the stream. They draw their own conclusions. They draw their own conclusions about stuff. You sometimes wish that people would come over the hills. And I don't care what this character Stephen Hoff says here, Harvey. I could care less. This guy has no more connection to my life than fly around the moon. Let him just post the nonsense that he wants. It does not move my needle because he does not live here. He has no concept of what's going on here. He has an agenda. Let him fulfill his mandate and his agenda. Thank you, Kathy. Well, why don't you do Patreon? Because I don't want people to support me in an ongoing, obligated manner. A tip once in a while, it's fine. Please don't do it today on this type of stream. Only when I'm out doing content if you feel so moved. Otherwise, I'm perfectly capable of putting food on my, hey, Celeste, how you doing? Putting food on my own plate, buying my own beer, and all that. But you sometimes wish people could tell everything on YouTube, but of course they can't because their private lives have to be respected. When somebody is at such a horrible low point of their life, they deserve every bit of privacy and protection. And if you got to take one for the team, so be it. Who cares? You know, that's kind of the way I feel about it. So whether somebody perceives me to be a liar or not is not relevant to moving my Zen on the subject, because that's a person that's invested in hate, not reality, invested in hate. Thank you, Nola. I appreciate that. Yeah, Jen's on there. She might pop on the side chat there. I don't know, good actor to play Rosie. I don't know. what I think is noteworthy in this community is people that have courage. Now, I'm not using myself as an example. You know, I wish I had a lot more courage, but there are some people that, you know, like a Sean the Bread, he'll say, if you're not feeding me, fucking me, financing me, don't tell me where to go. Don't tell me who to meet on YouTube. One and done. That's a great statement. But what I was listening to a hangout of a former friend of mine from last night. I'm not going to name names, but he was talking about people that are flip-floppers on YouTube. Flip-floppers. That just run from one side to the other, depending on which way they think the popularity machine is going. Well, 2019 was the year I just decided to be done with flip-floppers and to be done with fakeness. And just call a spade and say, as much as I want to have this happy-go-lucky Mary Poppins lollipops and rainbows, and it ain't the reality of it. You got to just face it. It's a world where you're going to make some people mad. And that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Celeste says, so I was quite surprised to see you on Dave's panel on his channel 5 months ago, and you were there for a while. So were a lot of people. Actually, I lost my channel from May 9th till August 9th of last year. And I took that time. I didn't go on anybody's panel at that time. I took that time to work on the Rancho here. Because Dave and I had we had the worst relationship that two people could have starting out on YouTube, because I chose to take the other side of what was happening to what was going on with Elvis at that time. I never thought that, you know, two wrongs would ever make a right. Not very popular. And Dave, you know, we had the whole ridiculous Alamo thing. And as a result of that, if you look at the very first Alamo hangout from January, so I predicted right then that ultimately I would lose the channel, which I did. Luckily, I know, you know, I know how to how to defeat that type of thing and bring a channel back. But I'm just saying, there was a lot of intense dislike. So I just went over to the Rosie Murphy channel. I never went on those summertime hangouts with Dave and Awesome Hooker and Lori and Beta Boy Elvis and all those other people. I just stayed clear of that stuff. Concentrated on doing maintenance, painting, doing the things here that needed to be done on a Rancho, and just taking stock of myself, doing a few things on the Rosie Murphy channel. When I came back, I didn't go on the Dave stuff. I wasn't involved with all the things that went on with this board on this internet site and that. I was not involved with any of that stuff. But then it came to the point where somebody was going to be coming through town, and I said, yeah, I'll meet you because I want to see what you're all about. And look at you face to face. Stupid, maybe. Courageous, no doubt. And therein was my downfall for 2019. And that's cool, because the Zen and the peace are there now. You know, everything's pretty clear. I know where everybody stands. Hey, Snoop, how you doing? Hey, greatest Eva, how are you? Yeah, the Richie, Vinny, the Richie, Vinny G, the Richard Cranium. Exactly, Opie. I mean, I can live with that. Hey, Ontario chick. There you go. Nice to see you. Piece stuff together. That's exactly right. So my thought for 2019 is because there's so many different places that people can go to hang out, there's really no excuse for anybody to be unhappy about things. You know how people, I personally know how people feel about things. There's still people I have a tremendous amount of respect, and I will never talk negatively of them, no matter what, because they handle things maturely. They write to you one time, they tell you how they feel about something, your own experience, but then they realize at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions in life. Other people choose to move on. That's fine. I mean, that's their right to do so, and I respect that. But if I had to do it all over again, I would do the same thing that I did and have the same meetup. Because it never really changed where I hang out. Yeah, once in a while, very rarely I'm on Dave's stream. Once in a while, I'll come over and say hi and hang out for a bit. Rarely panel up, not because I don't like Dave, but just because he talks about things that different kind of things on there. And we have the normal kind of YouTube relationship of going on or not going on. But I don't have any regrets. Yep, Missy Jenn in the house. So I appreciate the people. There's a lot of people that have my back. People that would surprise you sometimes, that make me feel good on a daily basis. Make Missy Jenn feel good, uplift her, and make her feel wonderful here on YouTube. So, do I ever feel like walking away? Never. Because it's just fun. So just whatever happens. Yeah, people move in mysterious ways. They do, Snoop. They sure do. But I'll tell you, I'm sure happy. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to use. I think I need one more cup of coffee, guys.
She'll be right back, Polly. No worries.
Be right back.
So she's just heating up her coffee.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Nothing like coffee on a miserable day. Dance off. You know, one of the things that I think is amazing and one of the things that I'm truly blessed about, and this is the thing that puts a smile on my face. Yeah, January was rough. February will probably be rougher. But the greatest thing I think Vinny and I did together, and we were both responsible, we got across a lot of the drama community. Way back in August, September, I started going out and kind of looking at, you know, Diane's streams and just kind of get a flavor. MFW, Randy and B just started kind of appearing on there and chatting a little bit. Hey, nature woman. Yeah, the genes, genes filling out well. But I was astounded how much different the drama community was from the Boit. Because unlike the Boit, which is dominated mostly, I think, by men in the Boit, the drama community is dominated by women. Almost to the tune, I would say, you know, Vinny and I are drama queens too. We kind of fold ourselves into that. Sean the Brit's a little bit of a drama queen too. We kind of fold ourselves in there, but for the most part, the drama community, yeah, I hear you, Clack. I hear you, Celeste. The drama community is mostly women. And with those women came something in the community that I think was really lacking for a long time, and that was the element of compassion and understanding. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't mishear me. This drama community split into a lot of different things, a lot of different, you know, a dragging and all that. But on an individual basis, you can certainly tell that on the whole, not case by case, but women generally deal with you from a position of compassion, not feeling sorry for you, but trying to understand your background, trying to understand what you're all about. And to me, that's been the most amazing thing, the wonderful friends. Yes, there's some in the community that dislike me for my choices, but the heart that these women have has been absolutely astounding to me. And this blending of the communities is probably what kind of saved my ass down here on YouTube. And for that, I'll always be grateful. Well, how you doing, Brown Bear? I think Tucker is going live now. In respect to him, I do want to hear his message wrapping up the fundraiser for St. Jude's. I will see you guys this evening on baking my favorite dessert, coconut cream pie with toasted coconut tonight. Sure to fend off the winter blues of rain. And I will see you guys around tonight. Come with me, have a couple beers, hang out. I'll be prepared if the cops show up. Don't worry. I'll have a good time. And I will see you guys then. Missy Jenn and I will be recording a Friday night restaurant review. I love you guys. Thanks for being along. And thanks for listening to the message. Harvey, go get some sleep. Well, Celeste, we can go over, buy sweets. And I will see you around tonight. I'll do baking and then do a secondary hangout, probably to just let people panel up and have some fun. Okay, Harvey, get some sleep. Thanks, everybody.